But today, we're on a different rocky coast, in Donostia San Sebastian in the Bay of Biscay, to reflect on another extraordinary work inspired by, in part formed by, the particular characteristics of this ever-changing place where the sea meets the rock, made by the artist Cristina Iglesias, who, as we've heard, spent her formative years here in the city, on the coast, by an often rough sea, sometimes dreaming about the rocky outcrop of Santa Clara, a few minutes away by boat, but somehow remote from the daily rhythms of the city, with its lighthouse flashing out both a warning and a welcome.
El arte es un instrumento muy potente, muy válido para comunicar lo que queremos comunicar desde el mundo de la ciencia. Yo creo que necesitamos construir esos puentes. Son puentes, ¿no? Necesitamos construir esos puentes para entender el planeta en el que vivimos. Esta obra está inspirada en unas rocas determinadas. Esta obra está colocada sobre unas rocas determinadas, unas rocas que son, si me lo permitís, puro arte natural, y que tienen una historia que contar extraordinaria.
But today we're going to think of a third sculptor, and we shall think in terms of roots, of foundations, and of sources, in stone and in water. Cristina Iglesias' work has increasingly been made with respect to nature and to natural forces. And to mark the inauguration of her work on Santa Clara, I propose to think about a recent lineage of sculptors working underground and about their links to the art of the prehistoric era. I feel emboldened to evoke the powerful and deep-rooted combination of woman, rock, and water on the island of Santa Clara in a work by Cristina Iglesias.
Islands are sites of exile and sites of escape, sites of utopia and dystopia, sites of fear and desire, strategic locations to take possession of, places to escape to and from. Islands are sites for projection of remote pasts and slippery futures. Islands are the places that feel the changes of the world first. In this project, Cristina Iglesias asks us, maybe even demands, that we look, we spend time with island limits. Her project links the minor to the major land, and with this embodies a site of possibilities. You arrive from the sea, you negotiate the rocks, and open with this an island conversation.
So it's about looking, and it's about the perception you get of time in that looking and the memory you come with and you leave.
Y ayer en Ondalia, en Santa Clara, vi una síntesis del océano, vi un pedazo de océano porque era completo. Tenía forma, tenía movimiento, tenía agua, tenía sonido, que es muy importante para mí, y estaba vivo. Lo que me inspira Ondalia me inspira ideas de profundidad, me inspira ideas de sonido, de abismo, que es lo que significa Ondalia, me cuestiona quiénes somos y me habla de raíces también. La contemplación del mar no es solamente visión, es también sonido. Y en Ondalea, si yo hubiera puesto un hidrófono, hubiera grabado esto, seguro. Esto es sonido blanco, es el ruido, el sonido característico de las olas del mar, el ruido característico del océano, que son frecuencias de olas que se rompen en olas más pequeñas se van rompiendo y al final queda el goteo que Cristina ha sabido recoger en Ondalea. Cristina ha sintetizado una costa viva, ha sintetizado el océano, y yo no he visto una obra de arte que haya sintetizado el océano en todas sus dimensiones.
It seems in many ways the antithesis of sculpture, the medium. the medium perhaps least amenable to form giving, and we still think of the act of the sculptor as an act of form giving, and when you work with water, in a way, the water is going to conform to the shape that is around it. We all know this. One other element that I want to add to that characterization of her work in recent years is the embrace of passing time, which has become an ever more present element, I think, for Iglesias. And I think that's particularly evident in the works in which he has incorporated water. The temporal sequence of the filling and emptying of a vessel is a component of the work. How long someone can look at an empty tank before the water comes back again. Cristina Iglesias' base materialism is not a battalion-based materialism because hers is both slimy and rigid. It's protean and unbending. It's in a way a kind of hybrid form of base materialism that is both thoroughly evocative of the wet, slimy stuff we find under the surface of the water, yet at the same time is rendered in a canonical, traditionally high sculptural material, mostly bronze, which lays claim to the highest traditions of classical sculpture. Ondalea seems to me to be moving towards a new kind of synthesis, a relationship and a new kind of balance of coexistence.
Here in Ondalea, I think really you feel that the inside is bigger than the outside building. And this was something that was in my mind since the beginning. And the same with the idea of the abyss.
Y básicamente, cuando se ha utilizado esta palabra, significa tanto fondo del mar como un abismo marino o cueva marina. Y bueno, en ese sentido recogía dos conceptos clave que Cristina planteaba, que eran el concepto de mar y el concepto de profundidad, ¿no?
I mean, there's been so many ideas that have resonated across the different fields of knowledge. A lot to do with the depth, and of course a lot to do with time. Deep time, the deep sea, profundity, actually. That there's something profound about this work which we've explored, and it's profound because of what you can't see and you have to imagine as much as what you can see. As I lay at the threshold of the cave, the surge of waters rose and flooded across the rock on which I rested. The tide was rising. So let's go upstairs. Thank you very much.